Hello, beautiful people. It's Sylvia Kuchena here. I'm psychotherapist and author and founder of Horizon Mental Health Clinic. I'm so happy to be here today with you. Number one, I feel so much better than I was last week. My voice is all back. I went to Japan, and I also went to someone who did clear my chakra. So I did look after myself, and yeah, I'm back in the form. I'm all good. And thank you so much for those who texted me after my last live and wishing me health and my voice to come back. So it did. Thank you very much. Whatever you did, it worked as well. So, oh my God. So today we will be talking about a concept that many of you have asked me about. I got loads of messages from some of you, and were asked, especially after my last live, when I was like, I couldn't really talk, and then some of you picked up still on my, thank you Jer, I am, and some of you picked up on my energy, and say like, okay, you're not really well, how come you're so happy still? How come your energy is like up high? What do you do? And then I was really talking to one girl, and she really asked me like, what is happiness? What is that you do that you're so happy? So I'm going to answer those questions. And I also been asked to do a live on self-love, which I think very much it will blend together. So I'm not sure how this will go, but I will try to kind of blend those two concepts together. So self-love and happiness. So where will we start? What is happiness? What I have noticed in many people, we tend to do, what we tend to do is that we waiting for things to make us happy. So it's like you telling yourself that you can't be happy unless you achieve something. You can't be happy unless you're gonna get something, or you're gonna be in that relationship, or you're going to have this much amount of money in your bank account, or that you can't be happy unless this or that. That's not quite the case. Or another thing that I have heard quite often was, oh my God, this situation makes me so happy. This coffee makes me so happy. Oh, I can see sunshine. This makes me happy. No. Things like that anything that is external from you cannot make you happy. Things can't make you happy. And what I'm trying to say is that you are making those things making you happy. Do you see the difference between, oh, I'm having a glass of orange juice and this makes me so happy? Not really. You're giving a meaning to that glass of orange juice. You make it important, and for that, then it has a meaning, and then it's making you happy. You don't switch this around, because if you're going to do that, you're making yourself very powerless. And you don't want to do that. You want to feel like you're in control. You want to feel that, yes, I can do things. Yes, I have a say here. Yes, I can be in control. But what that requires you, it's also taking responsibility for who you are. And what I'm saying right now is that you are a very powerful human being. No matter where you are right now and what is your situation, you can change it and you have a say in it. Whether you like it whether you're not, you can still have a say. So, coming back to happiness, what is happiness, and how come some people are very happy and some people can't find happiness? How come some of them are not really happy? So I will answer that question with a question. I know that I shouldn't be doing this, but I want you to really think about this, and I want you to really connect with yourself. So I'm going to ask you right now, what is your own relationship with yourself? How do you treat yourself? How do you feel with yourself? What are you telling yourself? What is the internal talk that you all the time having? If it's not kind, if it's not supportive, if it's not caring, if it's, well, that absolutely disempowers you. And then you're making yourself feel small and weak, and then you're needy. And then you need external things to make you happy. And then you need other people to make you happy. That is really taking your power away from you. You don't want to do that. At all circumstances, you do not want to do that. You want to keep your power within you, with you. Not to go out. No, because that will disempower you. And you will not find your happiness within you, because you will keep yourself small. You will not feel how good and what is your potential. If you're going to rely your own happiness on other people or other things, my dear, that's not the road, that's not the journey you take to be happy. You need to step back, okay? So you're stepping back, and then you ask yourself, how do I really treat myself? Am I kind? Am I supportive? Am I being aware of my flaws, and despite of the flaws, I'm still accepting who I am? Because that's exactly what it is. Self-love, your own relationship, if it's based on love, if it's supportive, if you're supportive with yourself, if you like, and that could be it's something simple, like let's say you have a plan to do something, and then someone else, let's say your friend, is calling you and is asking you, will give me a lift. You already have plans made for that day, and you can't really afford to go out, get your friend, bring her somewhere. It just takes too much. It would have to mean you will have to really adjust or really change over your plans. And in that situation, majority of people saying, oh yeah, sure, no problem. And then they switch off the phone. It's like, oh, why did I say yes? Or then you're gonna feel angry about, why did she call me? And no. This is you. This is on you. You brought that on yourself. You said yes. She didn't know you had plans. It was your responsibility to say, look, I would, no problem, but it doesn't suit me as I already have some plans. And you don't have to even explain yourself why. You just say it. Put your boundaries up. Protect yourself. For once, make yourself priority. But not priority to somebody else. Don't wait for people to prioritize you, because all what you're going to do and get is disappointment. How many of you are saying things like, oh, I did so much for them. Why am I not getting the same thing back? Why am I always trying to get out of my way to please people, to meet their needs, and I don't want them to hurt, like I don't want them to feel hurt. But really, are you focusing on yourself? Are you paying attention to yourself? It's not somebody else's responsibility to please you. This is your responsibility. I know you probably don't like hearing this, but that is the truth. You're asking me, what is happiness? How are you so happy? How come, happiness is a thing for you that comes so easy? Yes, it is easy for me, but I have worked hard to get where I am right now. But then I don't rely my happiness on things or somebody else's to make me happy. No, that's my responsibility, not somebody else's. And you might say, oh, my husband doesn't make me happy. My wife doesn't make me happy. Did you talk about this? Or are you expecting your partner to mind read you? How are they supposed to know how you feel if you never told them? Drop expectations. Drop expectations that people will meet your needs. That's not their job. It's simple as that. That's not somebody else's job to please you, to meet your needs. That's your responsibility. You see, we have tendency to keep ourselves small and needy. And this is because from our childhood. Because as children, we were made believe that we are, that we can't do or be somebody else without the parent. That always kept us very small. And now you're an adult, you can decide about really anything that you want, and you still keep that childish mindset of, I can't do something. Show me the evidence that you can't. Show me, why do you believe that you can't? And then we'll talk. You're convincing yourself that you can't do something, but you never questioned, why do you believe that? Where this belief is coming from? How come I believe I can't achieve something or I can't be something? Why do I believe that something else external from myself needs to make me happy? All of that mindset is a victim mentality mindset. And I'm not saying you're a victim. That's not what I just said. We are talking about mindset. We are talking about archetype here. And there's loads of different archetypes, which I will be doing a different live, especially on archetypes, when I will be explaining you different types and what they do and how do you behave when you have certain archetype. But coming back to happiness, the minute you will say someone, you will believe, you will convince yourself that somebody else needs to do something in order for you to be happy, you are disempowering yourself. And for you to be happy, you really need to see your own power. And only how you're going to see your power if your relationship with yourself is going to change to the better one, to more kind, to more supportive. So let's say you made a mistake. What is your internal talk? Oh, why did I do it again? Why is it always me? How stupid I have to be to make that mistake? Is that supportive? Is that you saying to yourself, yeah, Jesus, I can't do things. No! This is disempowerment. This is what keeps you very small. And you don't want to feel that anymore, because that makes you very unhappy. Do you want to be happy? If you do, drop expectations. Put your boundaries up. Say no. Prioritize yourself. For once, say what you want. Let's say you're going to a restaurant with your friends and you're going to pick a meal. Don't rely on other people to tell you what you should order. Make that decision for yourself. And some of you might now say, oh my God, you're telling me to be so selfish. My dear, that's the whole issue. Self-love has nothing to do with being selfish. They're polar opposite. They're not even close. This is not the same energy. When you're selfish, this is all ego. This is all very surface. This is all very needy, not admitting to yourself that you are needy. When you're acting out of ego and your ego is ruling your life, you then are in the victim mentality. You don't take responsibility. You don't look at your own relationship with yourself. And you just expect other people to do things for you. And then you might actually step into manipulation. Get people to, you will manipulate people to actually make sure that your needs are met. But in a very selfish, because deep down inside you're empty. You don't feel it. You don't give yourself what you actually could. And when that is happening, you're empty inside, you're full of thoughts, you feel small, but yet you have loads of expectations, and all what you feel is disappointment. Because no one all the time is going to meet your needs. Let's be realistic, that's not possible. So, when someone actually will meet your needs, you feel good, you feel happy about an hour, maybe a day if you're lucky. And then you're back to the same place, not being happy, again, being needy. And it's like a vicious circle. It never ends. Is that what you want? Is that how you want to feel to the rest of your life? I hope you said no. I really do. Because when you love yourself, when you are supportive of yourself, when you feel that kindness coming out from you, you feel full. In here, you don't feel empty anymore. So for that, you don't need people. All of a sudden, you don't rely on other people to make you happy. And then you feel so much empowered. Like you are then very powerful human being. Because you're full here, full of love, you exactly know what are your needs, and you know you can meet them. When you look after yourself, when you know that regardless of how many mistakes you're going to make, how stupid decisions you're going to make, you can still rely on yourself. You can still come back and cry to yourself and say like, oh my God, that was a really shit decision. And then rather than giving out to yourself and be demanding and judgmental, you'll be saying to yourself, you know what? Yeah, that wasn't the best decision I have made. But what did I learn from that? What did I learn from that experience? So next time, I won't make it. I won't make the same mistake. You see, This is everything. Everything that I'm talking about in here, it's based on yourself. It's based on what you are telling yourself. It's based on what is your relationship with yourself. I'm not going to talk about subconscious mind here. I did talk about it on my previous lives. You can now have that live either on my Facebook page or where? On YouTube. So those videos are still available to you. If you want to go back and check what do I say and what I teach about subconscious mind, you can come back to it. But this is about happiness. This is about how you treat yourself. This is not about what other people think of you. That's actually not important, let's be honest. Like, how really can affect something like what other people are thinking of you? It's powerless unless you give a power to it. Unless you pay attention to it, unless you make it a big thing, then it's a big thing. If someone is judgmental of yourself and like, you can think whatever you want, I still know myself, I know who I am, and that's what is important. Is that really then important what other people think of you if you have a nice, supportive relationship of yourself? No. No. It's not important what other people think. Because then you're not acting out of your ego. You're not acting out of your very surface layer of your psyche. You're going so much deeper inside you. You know who you are. You feel empowered by who you are, by being yourself. That is your power. So stop expecting people to make you happy. You can make yourself happy. Only you got to change your relationship with yourself. Start being more supportive. Start seeing yourself and how wonderful you are. Rather than concentrating on your flaws and your mistakes, step back and say one thing that you did very well in the last week. That you can be proud of yourself for one thing that you did. I'm not saying make a list of 50 things. If you can, do it, amazing. But what I'm trying to say, this is a proof. One thing, and that's enough for you to feel good about yourself. And don't be saying right now, oh my God, no. No, like how would I say something nice about myself? Come back. No. Come back. That's ego. Get inside yourself. How do I really want to feel about myself? What do you truly believe that you deserve from yourself first? How you treat yourself is the base, it's the foundation of any relationship that you actually build it with anybody else. It's the base foundation on your happiness. This is the base foundation on your life, on your reality. Because nothing or no one can create no one can really create your reality, only yourself. But very often, we give that power away to other people. Because maybe your parents were very strict, demanding, and they made you believe you can't do something, but it was only for them to that helped. See, when they manipulated you in that mindset, oh, you can't do something, you're too small, because you're a child, you don't have a voice. This is manipulation. Why parents do that? To have control over us. To control us. Because then we will be a good child. If I will be the good child, maybe I will get the love I want. Maybe if I will be the good child, maybe if I will be the perfect child, maybe then they will see me. Maybe then they will notice how good I am, how well I did in school. Yes, being a child wasn't easy. But that doesn't mean you're the same person. That doesn't mean you have to have the same mindset, because that's not true. You're telling yourself a lie. Stop keeping yourself small. You can do things. You can make decisions. You can take control over your life. Let's say you're in college. You're doing a course that your parents wanted you to do because it's a good career out of it, it's easy money, and there's plenty of job in that. So you don't feel it, but you keep doing it just because they told you to, because you don't want them you don't want them to feel disappointed in you. And because you don't want to disappoint them, you're suppressing your own needs just to make somebody else happy. Like, this is mind-blowing. Whose life do you live? Yours or your parents? Drop that course. If it doesn't make you happy, if you don't feel with your heart, if it doesn't know what you want to do with your life, drop it. Start over again. But I'm telling you now, this is going to be something much more for you. Because then you're finally going to enjoy something. If you're going to, let's say, something with maybe design or something. Yes, the job maybe not be secure as you live in college, but at least you will do something that you really enjoy and really makes you happy, because you give it that meaning to that course, because it means something for you, because you enjoy it. And that's your power. Stop listening to everyone around you, because anyone who is going to give you an opinion on what you should do with your life and what you shouldn't do with your life is purely based on what they think. It's purely based on their own experience. So it's totally subjective. Any advice you're going to get in your life is always subjective. It's always based on somebody else's experience. But they don't know what is good for you. They don't know what lesson is there for you. Unless you start to trust yourself, make decisions for yourself, and go with the flow of that. This is your privilege. Your life is your privilege. But it's only your privilege if you're going to take it and treat it as your own privilege. When you're going to stop looking for external validations, when you're going to stop looking for other people to make you happy, when that's your privilege, to feel empowered, to be happy. You are very powerful. Regardless what you heard in your own childhood, you are very powerful human being. You do create your own reality. And it's not selfish. It's necessary for you to be happy. It's necessary for you to start prioritizing yourself. And then you will start to see a huge change. Because you can then rely on yourself. Then you will be supportive. So, my leg went bad. Okay. I know this life is quite heavy, but it needs to be heavy. It needs to make you kind of think for yourself. it needs to show you that no, you don't have to be afraid all the time. You don't have to be feeling like, oh, another day. That's not happiness. That's not what you meant for. That's not what life is about. If you want to enjoy something, do it, but do it for yourself. You know? And you can allow yourself to do it. Give yourself that permission to treat yourself well, to have a good relationship with yourself, to be supportive. You can. You see, if you won't do it, you're going to the rabbit hole. And there is no way back. Unless you start to change your relationship with yourself. If you are treating yourself so badly, then that can lead to depression or anxiety. And that's not what you want. I'm just checking now if I did say everything that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, one more thing. One more thing. Some of you might be used to negative thinking. That can be your habit. Negative thinking is something that you have learned and now it became your habit. The only how you're going to undo it or reverse that process is when you start to now be more on the positive. So you don't try to get rid of the negative by stopping yourself. The minute you catch yourself thinking negatively, like, okay, I acknowledge you, thank you, but I'm choosing to think about this way, or I'm choosing to think that way. I want to see, so let's say, again, the mistake just is the example that comes to my head. Let's say you make a mistake or something and now you've given up to yourself. It's like, okay, catch yourself. Okay, thank you guys. I'm not going to listen to that anymore because I'm choosing to be supportive. So, yeah, it was a mistake, but so what? It's still my life, it's still me. I'm still important. When your brain and you have trained yourself to think negatively, at the very beginning, it will be very hard for you to swap to the positive thinking. And you don't have to. You don't have to change everything at once. It's actually not impossible. That's actually impossible. So what do you do in that? You catch yourself. It's like, okay, this is what I'm hearing myself. Catch it. Acknowledge. Thank for it. And then you say, okay, I'm choosing to think differently. And even if you're going to do it once in a day, that is still plenty, because that is then creating new neurons in your brain that will connect a different neurons. And then it's like, oh, it's a new net. So now I have a choice. And then the more you're gonna do it, it will be easier for you. But remember, when you catching yourself, when you think negatively, and then reverse it and start thinking consciously about what you actually thinking and how you want to treat yourself, you are then creating a new net in your brain with neurons that is like, oh, that's new. So at the beginning you'll be like, oh, this is uncomfortable, like this is new, yes, be uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable with that. There's nothing wrong with being uncomfortable. You can be uncomfortable and still do things. Hi, Thomas. Hello. You see that? So if you are uncomfortable, so what? Go out of your comfort zone. Do it. Because that's how you're going to teach yourself that you can rely on yourself. Just because it's scary, just because it's new, it doesn't mean you can't. You can. And you can very much do things that you want to do. Don't keep yourself small. You deserve to be you. You don't have to change for somebody else's to. That's if someone expects you to change just to please the other people, they should not be in your life. That's it. That's that. You should never allow yourself to actually be under that pressure of changing yourself to please somebody else. That's a no. If you want to keep yourself happy, if you want to build a healthy relationship with yourself that is based on love, based on kindness, based on supportive and acceptance, you got to accept yourself. And if you're going to accept yourself, so what if someone doesn't like it? So what if someone wants to change you or wants you to change yourself so you can be with them? Well, if that is the case, they should not be in your life. People who can see your worth, people who can and will accept you, those are the people who will be in your life, who should be in your life. If anything else, don't accept it. But again, this comes back to your own relationship with yourself. If you are treating yourself well, with self-love, then guess what? You're not going to settle for anything less that you are giving yourself. This is why I say self-love is the foundation to your happiness. Because if you're going to treat yourself well, you're not going to allow people treat you disrespectfully or disregard you. And that's the truth. But if you are treating yourself not well, if you are keeping yourself small, and then someone's going to give you this tiny bit of praise maybe, or I like you in the evening, but I might not like you later on, and you're going to accept that. Because that's still more than you are giving yourself. That is still more than you believe you deserve. This is why it's so easy for us to stay in relationships that doesn't make us happy. Because if your own relationship with yourself is bad and shitty, you're going to accept the same. Because deep down, that's going to be the proof that I don't deserve anything better than that. Sure, if she's or he's going to treat me this badly, sure, I surely don't deserve any better. No. You do deserve better. But the thing is, how do you treat yourself? How do you convince yourself that what you deserve and what you don't? If you feel like you don't deserve something, challenge that belief. Challenge yourself. It's like, think for a second. Wait, why do I believe that I don't deserve something? Why do I believe I'm not lovable? Why do I believe I'm not worthy? Why do I believe I'm not good enough? Where those beliefs are coming from? They're coming from your past. Probably from your childhood. Because back then, someone made you unworthy. Back then, someone made you feel you're not good enough. Back then, someone made you feel like all what you deserve is being invisible, and all what you deserve is like this little. And you took it. As children, we always do. As children, we always take it. We're never going to challenge my parents like, oh my God, like how dare she say this to me? No. As children, what we do, if someone is not nice to us, if someone doesn't love us the way we need it, we change it around and we say to ourselves that, oh, if they are our parents, the most important people in our life, which in childhood that is the case, that is the truth. If they don't love us the way we need them to love, so there must be something wrong with me. So, if someone like parents, the authority, the big people in our life, the people that we have on pedestal for so many years, if they don't love us, how can we then believe we are lovable? How then we challenge that if from, well, not that baby, a bit older, but you are never going to question your parents when you're a child. They will never allow you to do it. That's in whatever parents you had. If they had, I'm sorry, my leg is gone. Oh my God, okay. Where was I? So yes, like if as a child, you had your parents on a pedestal, and you then believed that there was something wrong with you just to protect your parents, as a 30-year-old, you're not going to change that belief unless you're going to challenge yourself. You got to challenge yourself and your beliefs. How much that you have convinced yourself in your childhood that was true, how much of that is actually the truth right now? Because let's not forget, you're not the same person. You have changed. You're so much wiser. You have so much more experience. You're an adult, so it means you can take finally control over yourself. Your clock is stopped. I know. Yes. It happened. And it happened actually last summer. And I still haven't turned the batteries. Anyway, if a man says something, he will do something. I'm not going to say it or keep saying it. And now it's lovely how I just blame that on my husband. But anyway. But that's the thing. Like, start challenging yourself. Start challenging your old beliefs, your old things that you made yourself believe. They're old beliefs. You have changed, but you hold on to the same beliefs. That's not healthy for you. You're not growing. You're keeping yourself small. Whatever happened in your childhood, it happened there. You probably need some healing around it, but that doesn't mean you can't be happy now. You can still be happy right now. You can still change yourself. You can, not yourself in the sense of you changing your personality. I'm saying you can change your relationship with yourself. And then once that is changed, then you will see a change in your life. You will see then how little things can bring you some happiness, but yet there are not things that make you happy. Remember, you're the powerful one here. You have a say here, is what you give a meaning to. So if for you something, oh, thank you, Thomas. Thank you. I'm gonna have to receive it. I'm just going to allow myself to receive your compliment. Thank you so much. But every human being, every woman and every man are amazing. This is about how you treat yourself. This is about what you are telling yourself. Stop keeping yourself small. You're not. You can be unstoppable only if you allow yourself to be like that. As some of you might know, I have wrote 2 books on happiness. One is Grow Into Your Happiness. It's a little book, very little book, it's a tiny book, but it has some good theory about, like, behind happiness. It has good theory about what is happiness and what can you do to change it. And my other book, which is much bigger, is The Secret Codes to Happiness. And this is a step-by-step life transformation course, really, about what to do, how to think, to be in that mindset of I can do things, to be in that mindset of I am powerful. And at the beginning of the book, I am very much challenging you. And that's the thing. When I'm working with my clients, I can't be that directive. It's not possible. It could be very disrespectful. But in the book, I have decided that I will be very directive, because this is, I want you to feel like you have me in your head for a while, okay? I want you to really feel like, no, this is not what how you treat yourself. You need to start looking at yourself in a more kind way. If I would be like, maybe you should consider looking at this, and maybe you should consider changing that thing. Maybe you should consider prioritize yourself. You'll be like, bang. And that's not this is not why I have spent 1 year of writing this book, for you to be like, that's crap. So I have changed that book 3 times, because I didn't like it. The first one I didn't like it, so I delayed it, probably like majority of that. So I did it 3 times, and now I'm really happy with it. But as I said, it's quite a challenging book. So I really need you to stay open-minded. And it was so nice, because on Sunday I got 2 messages from 2 different people about my book. And they were sitting beside the pool and having like, that's the great way to start the day. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. It was so nice. So my book now, right now, one of my books right now is in Dubai, and my other book is in Bali. So lovely pictures I got on Sunday, so it really made my day. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. You're in my head. Good. So keep practicing. Be nice to yourself. Keep practicing to be and to receive, but receive kindness. Like, it's enough of being hard on yourself, and it's enough of being demanding. A little bit of kindness. Just challenge yourself. Just see how that goes. Just see At the beginning, as I said, it will make you feel very uncomfortable because this is going to be new, and your ego is going to be very confused. It's like, what is that about? But keep going, keep doing it. This is out of your comfort zone, and the more you're going to be out of your comfort zone, the more that will become your comfort zone. That's how we grow. This is exactly how we grow as human beings. Stepping out of your comfort zone, staying in your uncomfortableness, and then you can change something. My God, that was a very, very long life, I believe, but you can't really check it because my watch behind me, my clock behind me doesn't work. So, yeah. Good life, and I said, my voice is back, so I'm delighted. Okay, thank you so much for everyone who were here with me today. Thank you for every comment. Thank you for every like. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. I think for now we're good to finish. I will be back. I'm not sure when. I'm very busy this week. Well, tell me when I wasn't busy. Yeah, as some of you might know, I'm finishing my master's, and it's just tough. Put it that way. It's just tough. It's really now demanding because I'm towards the end, and it's like loads of assignments. I had last weekend, just this weekend gone. I already had full weekend of being in college, and now in 2 weeks time I have another full week in Dublin. So busy, but it's all good busy. For now, it's, even though it takes a lot out of me right now and takes loads of my time, yeah, I know it's not going to last, so for that I'm staying on top of, well, I want to believe I'm staying on top of everything, but we'll see how we'll see how it goes. Right, anyway, you see, that's me. I could talk for ages. So again, thank you so much everyone for being here with me, and I will see you probably on Friday, and if not, then I will see you on Monday. And oh yeah, and happy St. Patrick's Day on Thursday. Get drunk, celebrate it, enjoy it, and yeah, I will see you around. I will be in touch. So thank you so much again, and bye!